Hello everybody, we're back with the Bad Idea Boys. Like and subscribe if you appreciate what we're doing, or otherwise I really don't give a shit. Today we have a new person, my buddy Steven.
Yo.
And we're going to be talking about video games based off of movies and movies based off of video games, because we've all had a horrible experience where you loved the movie or loved the game and then experienced the other and wanted to kill a fucking baby unicorn.
Thanks, Disney.
For fucking raping my childhood.
Aladdin.
Anyways, you said that you had something you want to talk about?
Detective Pikachu.
What about it?
Based on video game.
It is.
I have not seen it yet.
I haven't either.
It's not in theaters quite yet, is it?
No, it isn't.
No, I am
But-
still watching
Well,
it.
then you don't know what the hell you're talking
But
about.
we've all seen the trailers.
So far, it's...
Well,
Okay,
how can you go
it
wrong
look-
with Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
It-
I mean,
it
that's
looks-
probably the only
Visually, it looks spectacular.
All over your
I'm
fucking
worried
shoe, bud.
Detective Pikachu just no. I've played the game. I
haven't,
own the
okay.
game.
I haven't played it.
I got a funny
Oh
video
my-
I'll show you guys about the game after this.
The video game is made for literally 3-year-olds.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Well, if 3-year-olds primarily play Pokemon, that's why James loves it so much.
Right?
He loves it more than I do. What the hell are you talking shit about?
But
I mean, I think I can remember Pikachu and Charizard, or whatever the fuck its name is.
Yep.
I think that's
Alright.
it.
but Ryan Reynolds is going to be playing Detective Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Fucking Deadpool.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
I'm gonna see Deadpool in a furry costume.
So
So
that's nothing out of the ordinary.
No, it's not.
there's a theory going
Erotic
around
fan fiction.
that the next time a Deadpool movie comes out, Deadshoe's going to be in it.
Deadshoe?
And they're going to make it canon.
Pikachu, Deadshoe. You have one!
Yeah, up there.
Yeah, they're going to put Deadshoe into a Deadpool movie.
Nice.
Because Detective Pikachu is played by Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
So,
As a cameo?
1
Yeah.
plus 1 equals
like, you'll see
Pikachu
him
and a
kind of like
fucking...
in the background. You'll just see
Letter
If you're
out
not
there.
Deadshoe.
paying attention, nice. Yeah.
It's kind of off subject, but I'm kind of hoping the next Deadpool movie is Deadpool, or Pool Wars.
Is that when he, like, kills the Marvel Universe?
That's where they go around and fight all the two sides of the negative and positive universe come together as Deadpools, and they kill each other.
Nice.
All right. So back on the subject. Thanks for the
Yeah.
derailment. It's always fun, though.
Okay,
So one of the worst I've ever played, and I've brought this up in the past, is, sorry, I just noticed something on screen, is Monsters Incorporated. I didn't really particularly care for the movie as a kid, but the video game was complete fucking trash.
Never played it.
Complete
So I don't
trash. I beat it multiple times in, like, 3 hours.
it is a Disney game.
It was it's a Disney and Pixar game or whatever, and it was complete garbage. We were actually just talking the other night when I so pleasantly woke you up in the middle of the night about the Need for Speed movies, which the one that you showed me, isn't it like called Hot Pursuit? Isn't it based off the Hot Pursuit games?
No.
You said it was based off the Run,
It is.
which was an amazing game. I loved the Run, and I'll fucking not fight anybody.
It is.
But I'll fight you if you say it's not.
Well, it's a clash of a little bit of everything in that one.
Right.
But, I mean, obviously it's just Need for Speed. It's not the Run or Hot Pursuit, the movie title. It's just Need for Speed. But when I watched it, I found it to be basically based off of the Run.
Right, where you're trying to... What the Run was basically based off of Cruising USA, which was a very good classic game.
I have that one.
Well, I know you have that one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that wasn't too bad. I watched the Assassin's Creed movie, and I was a big Assassin's Creed fan, as this chode can tell you. Massive Assassin's Creed fan for a while. I'll put that in my pocket and save it for later. You'd be surprised what one finger can do. But,
I don't know what you can do. Ask your mom.
I would, but... Yeah, let's not. We'll have my mom on one of these videos with you, and we'll get to show the world her beating your ass. She beats me up all the time. But anyways...
You're a child. She
Well,
gets to.
it doesn't matter. You think that's going to stop her? What was it she used to say? It'll take the cops 45 minutes to get here, and it'll take me 20 minutes to hide your body.
Yeah.
That's pretty terrifying. No, I'm joking. My mom wasn't abusive.
Much.
Much.
Well, it was with love. Anyways,
That's what she said.
So,
She enjoyed it.
like, another
Do we need to do a
horrible
therapy
one.
session?
Fuck you. Another horrible one.
James, you're in a safe place. It's okay. You can
This
come
is
out
your
with
safe
this stuff.
space.
He touches me when I sleep. The difference, the problem is he thinks I'm asleep.
Ah.
Another horrible one. Is anybody besides me see Rampage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that movie was painful.
I actually never saw Rampage.
It was painful to sit through. We
You know,
were talking about it in the car on the way over. I was
the
like,
fact of the matter is, with Rampage, it's based off of obviously the old '80s,
Of course.
very
Upright Arcade, yeah.
Upright Arcade, and that game had no storyline. Technically, it had no.
Not really. No,
I mean, me playing it as a child, even playing it now on the arcades, you're a wolf, you're a giant gorilla, and
lizard,
you're a giant. Yeah, you're basically
lizard.
Godzilla.
They added in other ones as like Rampage 2 and Rampage.
Yeah,
I forget what the third one. The third one had like a subtitle.
But the whole point of those games were just climb and
destroy and
destroy
eat
the buildings and eat the
kill.
people and yeah.
Basically
that was it.
Shut the fuck up.
And then they added in this like whole like you're fucking up continuity, cat. Added in this whole like real deep underlying storyline and all this like sexual tension and drama and like don't get me.
Rock so wanted to pound that giant white ape. I mean, he loved that thing. There was something else going on there.
He is a giant white. Wait, no, he's not.
No, he's not.
Technically.
Well, I mean,
He's
I don't know what race he is.
He's Polynesian.
Polynesian.
I thought he was Cuban. I mean, he plays all those Cuban characters in Fast and
No.
Furious.
He's Samoan, I believe.
Samoan. Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That explains the hula skirt.
And that explains the tattoos on his body.
Oh. Can you smell what my rock is cooking?
Yes, and would you please shower?
Maybe later.
Anyways, so that one was horrible.
Don't beat me up, please.
Y'all want to see a dumpster fire? Let's keep watching this episode.
Keep watching.
Hot, sweaty trash.
None of you have ever done this, but back on the old Game Boy, there was 2 games.
I wasn't around when Game Boy was first invented.
Fuck, I'm older than he is. Anyways, you were saying?
I own a copy of The Grinch Stole Christmas and Toy Story for the original Game Boy.
So Toy Story, I played it on the Super Nintendo. It actually wasn't that bad.
Different version, bud.
I know. It what gave you the hint? The fact that it came out on a different game system, or the fact that it came out in a different year?
Different year.
Yeah, we gotta keep capitalizing.
Anyways, so Toy Story on Super Nintendo. I don't know how it was for the Game Boy, but it actually wasn't that bad of a game compared to the movie. Kind of like Aladdin, the video game.
Well,
it wasn't horrible. It wasn't really great. Lion King was. Well, I found it a lot of fun, but it was also really challenging for me.
It was actually a challenging game, but
I was a small child.
You know, a lot of it was repetitive. You could go back into it, replay it, and it's basically very. What the hell's the word I'm looking for? Damn it!
But you said predictable already.
Well, predictable, but what I meant was
generic.
It's like old school games. Once you figured out their moves, you could.
Like in the movie Pixel, they really touch down on once you figure out the algorithm or whatever it is.
The preset, the pattern. The pattern's what I'm looking for.
Yes. Really pattern based.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's not untrue, but I feel like that's the way it was with a lot of video games up until they started getting a little bit more advanced. One that I absolutely have to, well, it's actually 2 that I absolutely have to touch down on, are Mario and Ninja Turtles. Let me tell you, Ninja Turtles, what was that, 3? That was the weakest ass attempt I've ever seen at a Turtles in Time movie. Which is kind of what they were doing with the whole time travel aspect. And oh my god, that was pathetic. And what was with the continuity of it? Like, every Teenage Mutant Nintendo, every Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that comes out, like, changes the backstory. The fuck is up with that?
Slightly.
They're just...
Well, like it was.
It's the same.
Okay, so it's the principle,
animes,
and I forget what the demonstration is. But if you fill 100 or 1 million or 1 billion glasses of water up, and then each glass from the first one where there's no salt, the next one you add 1 part per million of salt. The difference between the first and the last glass is going to be so substantial it's unmistakable. But the difference between the first and the second glass is going to be so minuscule that it's hardly noticeable. That's what they did. Is every time a new one would come out, it wasn't that different from the last. But it was increasingly different from the comics, the cartoons. You've read the comics and you watched the cartoons a lot more than I did, and even I noticed it.
Well, it was like Sega and Super Nintendo when they released the Ninja Turtle fighting one. I forget. I actually have it for Sega.
Yeah, I should know this too. And it's
Yeah,
driving me
hang on a
fucking
second.
crazy. Yeah, because we were totally incredibly prepared.
Well, whatever.
I just take pot shots. That's all I do. Tournament Fighter. Yeah, no, I've actually heard. I was with you. Didn't we get this at Comic-Con?
Believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, we got it at Lilac City Comic-Con 2018.
Mm-hmm.
You actually swindled the guy down quite a bit on this.
Yeah. But
he
they
wanted
made
like
it super-
$20 or something like that, and this dude got him to end up selling it for like $5.
Basically.
Basically, like, come on, how many Sega games are you really going to sell? And this isn't a very well-known one.
Oh, I did that with the which hat? Oh, the Ninja Turtle hat too.
Oh yeah, the Ninja Turtle and the Flash.
Yeah, and the Flash.
Yeah, and then we went out to lunch and we looked up Flash hats. We came back and we just destroyed the dude.
Anyways,
that's when I met Lou Ferrigno. That dude is huge.
The third Ninja Turtle movie was they actually changed the character name in the Super Nintendo version, I believe it was, for the one girl and
the female.
third, yeah, because
they
were trying.
Are you talking
to
about
bring her,
April, or are you talking about the female turtle?
No, not the pink turtle.
Okay.
Anyway, she's in 3. I forget her freaking name, but I guess it doesn't matter.
She's a cunt.
They were gonna bring her into that game, and then they opted not to because that movie did not do so well, and they didn't want basically people having a.
I thought the female Ninja Turtle was light blue.
She was a light blue, not a dark blue like Leo, but she was a lighter blue, like
Did
a
you say
sky
pink?
blue. I did say pink, but yeah, it was actually a
Light blue.
light blue.
Yeah, like a baby
Anyways.
blue.
Yeah. Anyway. To be fair.
To be fair.
Now, if we want to go with culmination games, we had to bring up Kingdom Hearts and every other fucking Kingdom Hearts that's ever.
Well, Kingdom Hearts wasn't really. I don't think you can say that game was based off of a movie.
You actually had to buy, like, when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, I mean, it was okay. I did buy and play the first one, but I just never got into it. Problem is with Kingdom Hearts, if you want to understand the full fucking storyline, you have to buy so many different games based on so many, like, different systems to get the full story.
It spanned PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3.
It's been on the
PlayStation
DS,
4,
it's been on 3DS.
3DS.
Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
first Chain of Memories was released on Game Boy Advance, and then Chain of Memories X2 was released on PS2.
It did have movies.
Did you say it spanned PS1?
No, PS2.
I was going to say, because no, it didn't. I will
PS2
punch
was
you in the
the
nose. PS2 was when it came out. I
yeah.
remember when it came out. It came out around the same time as the first Animal Crossing game.
In my experience, which is the story behind it's hilarious. I played the first one.
Yeah, but
When I first experienced the first one, I was wasted.
Yep.
And the people I was hanging out with woke up the next morning. They got up, and I was doing just circles on the very first map because I was so drunk. I had no idea what I was doing.
I spent 6 hours one time, drunk and stoned, playing Fable, the first one, running.
This just sounds like a great start.
Running around the Heroes Guild, which is the first area you go to, just running up one set of stairs, around, coming back down the other set of stairs, running through the main courtyard, up the... Yeah, hours on the phone with my friend, just trashed. Not even realizing that all I was doing was running in actual circles, like
I did
a
that
literal
sober.
gigantic circle.
trying to figure out what's going on.
No, I don't even know what I was doing, man. I was just running and I'm talking and somebody comes down there like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm like, "What?
I did that
Where
sober.
am I?" But no, Mario. As far as movies based off of video games, the Mario Brothers movie, it wasn't a bad movie, but as far as based off a video game, unfortunately, it kind of made it not so good.
Oh, it was lame.
Yeah, like, it was a fun movie. It was funny. It was entertaining. I watched it a lot as a kid, but...
Well, where they really took that movie off on a different path was...
When
they
Bowser
kept...
fucked Peach.
Well, yeah, that too.
I thought Daisy
But yeah,
was the one in that movie. Peach wasn't even in that movie.
Oh, that's right. His days.
Yeah, which was fucking weird.
Which you had Paulina, which Mario was still dating and seeing Paulina.
Back during Jumper Man?
Yeah. So they kept to
Donkey
some
Kong.
of the original stuff. Some of the original stuff. You know, they brought in some fun facts if you weren't paying attention, I guess.
Right. The Goombas were fucking weird looking, though.
Yeah. Well,
And, like, I imagined that those were going to be
fair-
the Koopas, and it turned out that they were the
fair.
Goombas. To be fair.
yeah, but Peach, you were,
Goombas have always looked weird.
or not Peach, but you were,
Yeah, but in that movie...
Luigi was basically running after and chasing after Daisy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, like, supposed to be his princess or some
Mhm.
shit. No, the Goombas in that movie were, like, really big, stocky dudes with itty-bitty little dinosaur heads and sharp teeth.
Fair enough.
Like, so, it's not... Okay, Goombas always looked weird. They look like walking little fucking dicks.
Yeah.
With no shaft, just the head. But...
Mhm.
but the Goombas in that movie didn't... They were super weird
What the hell
compared
was
to
the
the
deal with the
weirdest...
people?
Right? The mushroom people, the toads or
Yeah,
whatever.
they didn't even look like toads. They
Right,
literally
no.
ran around, looked like normal, weird...
It's like, what were you people do? I don't even know who made that movie. What was it, Miramax? Or I imagine whatever company made it actually probably went under.
No, they're still around.
I heard that there was a second one, but I think that's Gamer Myth.
Yeah. There was never a second one.
What was one of the other really bad ones that I... Well, I mean, like, so as time went on, like, throughout video games, they started putting out, like, they put out a Spider-Man game that was based off the Spider-Man movie. Garbage.
Well, they've done that a lot
Garbage.
lately. That's what they do.
Yeah, like, they
Well,
put
then
out a
they-
movie, it's alright, then they put out a game for it, and the game sucks.
The
Then they
new
make it...
Spider-Man isn't bad, and it's not based off any movie.
Right, that's what I'm saying, though, is my comparison is strictly... It's not which game franchises are doing great and doing bad, because I played a Spider-Man game when I was a kid on Nintendo 64 that I loved the living shit out of.
The Tobey Maguire games weren't horrible. They weren't horrible.
The Show Me the Money guy?
What is going on?
They weren't horrible.
Oh, I think we all are on the same page, but I think we're reading different books. I'm just going to have to strongly disagree, and we can move forward if you'd like. But most video games that are directly based off of a movie, in my experience, have been complete fucking trash, and I wish they'd stop doing it.
Well,
and a lot of the movies
what did I say
are
I'd say
last
they're
time?
great. I'd say it's
You know, if they would
No,
actually...
I'm straight up saying that they're trash.
they
like
followed the storyline perfectly.
some of
That's
these,
probably the problem.
some of the games that I'd like to see turned into movies, if they would allow the writer of the game to actually put out the freaking script and not let some dipshit that's never probably even played the freaking game or even seen
Oh
it
god,
just writes their own
this
crap.
is fucking Star Wars: The Last Jedi all over again.
Well, you get my point. They would actually probably put out some decent
Okay, so
movie-based games.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that for 1 minute. And I just noticed that my Bluetooth speaker is off, so I
Who
hope
cares?
that the audio is catching off of the phone properly. But what was the other? Wait, so like way back, they put out a string of Star Wars games, and the ones for Super Nintendo that were based off the story, they were incredibly difficult, at least for me. But I was also relatively young when I got access to those games. But some of the newer ones, like what?
Who doesn't like Lego Star Wars though?
Oh, I love that shit. I play it all day long. Me and Kiddo sit here, we put on some Journey, and we just rock out to it.
Who doesn't like Lego Star Wars? The Phantom Menace, that Lego Star Wars game was actually kind of fucking difficult.
But when we really want to get serious and play some
You're
Lego
pedestrian,
Star
bud.
Wars, we put on some Rush.
All Rush all the time.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're in my van. We're listening to Rush. No, so the Lego games. Oh Jesus Christ, those are games that I struggle understanding why people love them so fucking much.
They're simple, and the whole point of the game is to run around and just tear up shit. It's a smash game.
So I played Lego Star Wars all fucking 6. I bought the original trilogy. Then I bought the prequel trilogy, and then I bought one disc that had all 6 on them. And my mother and I would play the shit out of Lego Star Wars. We'll have to do an episode where she comes in and talks about the Lego games. You're off frame, Steven. But, like, Lego Indiana Jones wasn't really that great.
Damn it, Steven, you lazy cunt.
I'm a lazy cunt.
You clumsy slut.
I work 20 hours a week for a great amount of money that I really don't deserve. Of course I'm a lazy cunt.
Nobody would pay you for anything that you could do that you would actually deserve. Anyways,
pretty much.
Not well, I wouldn't. It's you're both just gonna leave disappointed.
Well, I never said
I'm always disappointed.
My
Well,
life's
that's
a
mostly just in
disappointment.
myself and my parents, but
That's why I'm here.
The parents are good people. It's not their fault that you're. Never mind.
oh no, you're right. You're right.
You're dysfunctional, not your parents.
Yeah. So if you can't tell, we're pretty fucking mean to each other. I don't know why we're all friends.
It's a love
Each
hate
other.
thing. The problem is nobody else likes us, so we're the only ones that can tolerate each other.
Well, and like I'm the center, like pivot of this fucked up little wheel. These are all mostly my friends that like know each other through me, and I cook in a kitchen for a living, so I'm obviously a sadist. I enjoy being made miserable.
I ain't gonna tell you where to go eat at.
I wouldn't. Like I said, I like to
Cutting
relatively.
his ass.
It's the gravy scene.
I
in
relatively.
Boondock, or what is it? Hell's Kitchen all over again.
Oh God, I like to relatively keep personal out as at least as far as serious personal. The place that I work is irrelevant, but
You can come eat this ass.
I'm so hungry I'd eat the ass out of a low flying duck. Gordon Ramsay. But like honestly, I wish if they were going to make a video game based off of a movie, they would make it like the sequel to the movie or a prequel to the movie.
Or really
But
have nothing to do with
when you
it.
when you rehash the movie over again, one of the two of them is going to be more successful than the other, and one of them is probably going to end up being trash.
I'll tell you what the problem is we either play the game first, or we watch the movie first, before we've done either, checked down either of the other ones, and what happens is we get pissed off because we're like, it's nothing like the game, or it's nothing like the movie.
It's exactly like reading the book and then watching the movie.
This is kind of slightly off topic, but Advent Child.
Advent Child. Fucking
Advent Children?
Children, yes.
Final Fantasy VII, Advent
Yes.
Children. It's a sequel to the Final Fantasy VII, where Sephiroth reincarnates
yeah.
as this. I forget what they call them.
I did watch the
Genova
anime.
No, that's what we're talking about. Is Advent Children. They made a bunch of offshoots from all the different Final Fantasy because it was an incredibly successful franchise.
But it was the show itself
good.
was good.
It was very good, and it fit in with Final Fantasy VII
Exactly.
lore.
So
It was a sequel, which was great because you wanted to know. Like, I don't know if you watched me play through a large portion of Final Fantasy VII.
Pretty much from start to end.
Pretty much. I've actually beaten it a couple of times, not as many as I would like. And we talked about it in a previous video where I mentioned, that I had, paid for this game, and then I had to go out and buy the memory card and everything like that. I was obsessed with the game for a long time, played it a bunch, really great game. And then Advent Children was freaking amazing. I actually watched Advent Children before I played the game. And then there's a bunch of like little videos and stuff that they made. Crisis Core came out, which was the prequel to 7, and like it's just incredible. They even did a completely failed game, as far as I understand, called Dirge of Cerberus, involving Vincent Valentine as the main character, doing this whole like third-person shooter bullshit. And I've spoken to people who played it, but I've never spoken to anybody who enjoyed it.
You know me, I don't play much console stuff anymore, so it's like, hell if I know.
But, I mean, I guess that would more or less be the breakdown of how we... do you have something else to add before we close?
One more really solid one. Resident Evil.
Oh, fuck.
I think the first movie...
Games were great, movies were garbage.
I think the first
Agreed.
movie was the closest thing that came to being... somewhat moderately decent.
It was
based
okay.
on the game.
It was okay, and
Yeah.
it was very loosely based off.
It was
like,
very loosely.
very loosely based off the game. Like, oh, I had a reference here, and I totally lost it. I had something for this, as Archer would say. Oh my god, the movies were bad. What was it, the third movie that we went and watched in 3D?
3D.
First real, like 3D movie
what
that I
the
actually
hell?
sat up, and I didn't, like, get a headache or anything like that. And, oh my god, that movie was horrible. It was horrible. Maybe if you'd never played the games, it might have been alright, but once you had played, oh my god.
To be honest,
And this is coming from a guy who started on Resident Evil 4. So, for me to say Resident Evil 4 is where I got my baseline to the movies, I watched the first movie before I ever played a Resident Evil game.
I was never a fan of either one, to be honest. I was never a big Resident Evil.
You're way off frame, bud. There we go. Everybody wants to see your pretty smiling face. No, they don't. But I have to lie to you so that I can keep you on the video. But yeah, no, the Resident Evil games were trash, especially considering the fact that I think I said games. I meant to say movies. But more or less, the games went on this whole like parasite road,
Yeah.
and the movies continued down this zombie with this superpowered.
Well, okay. Here's another problem you got to think about something.
Bitch.
When a lot of those, okay, it's finally starting to die off, and I'm a big zombie-phile, basically.
Oh,
I still enjoy a good zombie movie. I'll even watch the crappy B-budget ones, hoping that it'll turn out to be
something
decent.
Some of them do.
And some
like
of them
Land
do.
of the Dead.
Yeah, well...
With the guy who played The Mentalist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
I like the one dude that, I don't remember his character name or his real actor, well, his real name, that played him, but I like the guy that would lick his thumb and then wipe the end of the barrel, or his front sight, and then he just pick people off like nobody's fucking business.
Right.
Yeah. I always said, that's the... I'll take accuracy shots over looks any fucking day.
Fair enough.
Anyways, no. A couple of movies I hope that sooner or later,
Legends of Zelda would be great.
as a
Which
movie.
one? I would like to see a Legend of Zelda movie come out, and I would probably hate it, but I would love that they actually did it.
It'd be nice, but I am completely satisfied and happy with watching like fan films, things like that, based off of them. A lot of them are funny, a lot of them are great. But two movies I'm looking forward to someday they actually will make is based off of games is The Last of Us, and hopefully they won't fuck it up.
That would be great.
And not that I've played it yet, but I've watched a lot of trailer videos and some walkthroughs, and thankfully we have sometime early this year release date for Days Gone. And I'm really looking forward to playing that.
I actually, fun little anecdote before I wrap it up, because I'm trying to keep it under 30 minutes and we're at 28. The first time I got my hands on a copy of The Last of Us, I borrowed it from a friend, and I beat that game so many fucking times. So many times. I'm sitting in the living room playing it one day at my house, and I have a couple of roommates, and my roommate walks in while I'm playing. It wasn't even during a cutscene.
No.
And he's like, "Oh, what movie are you watching?" That's how good
the gameplay was very cinematic.
That's how good the graphics were on it. Like, it was a beautiful game. It was well put together. Well thought out storyline as far as I'm concerned. But we are hitting the limit of our time. We're at 38 minutes, or 28 minutes, sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Like I said at the beginning, like and subscribe if you like what we're doing. If you don't, I really don't give a fuck. Leave comments or whatever it is that you fucking want to do. It was great talking to you. Thank you, Steven, for being in on this video. And I hope somebody out there enjoyed it.
I hope we made you feel awkward.
Peace from the Bad News Boys. Bad idea, boys. I'm a little drunk.